So what about Phony? Where do we think Phony could fit? He's calling them Pepsi.
I can't.
Drama, chat
people,
drama.
it's hard edge Watson crypto gameplay. Enjoy.
Oh no.
My negative ones, LG for sure. Switch to Bang Newcastle Cat for losers.
They landed in the middle of the zone, they put a wall and nobody touched him.
I genuinely hate all type of wall-like characters, but Crypto might be the worst one.
250 kills in the whole LAN for Havoc, 1160 kills for Mozam.
I think Hakis, I think what you're trying to say is that we should ban controller from competitive. I agree, bro. Sure, drop him, bro, but steal his name? Like, come on, dude.
Today I am with my jersey. Why? First of all, we don't have void review. Second is I have it washed, so I'm ready. I think if I will continue with the podcast, if we like the podcast today, if everything goes smooth, because I never done a podcast before, if everything goes smooth, I'm gonna do it often. The podcast today will have only 3 people plus me. They are Gnaske. Gnaske is the IGL for NIP. He plays with Amphi and Zayn. Their coach is Don, the one that already coached now SSG in this last tourney and won the LAN. Don was supposed to be here today. He's not. He's replaced by Talmadge today, and Talmadge is subbing for him. Talmadge is the coach for TSM. If nobody, some of you doesn't know, he's the coach of TSM, and they already did great performance at this LAN, and they ended up in 4th. And the last one with us, it's Hakis. And if you don't know Hakis, I have no idea what to tell you. Then you need to be really searching for help.
Hello.
What's up, Talmadge?
Hello, Tal.
Yep.
How are you doing?
What's up, what's up?
What's up, Hakis?
Second.
Hello.
And Hakis is the IGL for Alliance. They already did one AWC 1 month ago or a little bit before. They played now with a sub. His teammates are Effect and Unlucky. They played with a sub in this LAN with Tyler instead of Effect, and they did great. They got 3rd place. And today, this is the lineup for today. We will have some fun, and I will make sure to not miss anything, but keep it up. If you have a questions that you want to add it at the end, you can write it in the Discord. There is a channel in the Discord called Ask Privacy. At the end of the podcast, I will just direct it to someone. If you really have some question, direct it to someone, some of the guests today, write it and tell me to whom. And then I make sure to look at it at the end. We're starting in the podcast in the topic that is happening right now. I think everybody expected when there is a big delay or the big break between tourneys that a lot of changes in the teams is gonna happen. Some people are speculating stuff. Some people are saying, okay, Strafing is free agent. Where could Strafing go? Now we have already seen that Phony and Zanyo and Koi stick together. And with Phony, they split. There are another changes from Fnatic scene as well. They replaced a player already. They announced that they dropped a coach. All of those topics, what do we think about it? Where do we go with the Strafing? Do we think Strafing is having a spot already in NA? Where do we think he's going? Hakis?
I mean, Strafing. How's his visa issues? Like, he's been like struggling for LAN too, no?
So I actually spoke with Strafing about this. So apparently he's already had a visa for America once. So the visa thing for him isn't actually that difficult.
You are
but
the
obviously
goods,
there's
minus.
still complications.
I love it. You're the
And
good
then
minus.
apparently he wants to go to NA, but it would need to be with a good org that could help him with the visa issues or whatever. But yeah, that's I know some other stuff, but I don't think that's my place to speak on for more than that at least.
Okay, the question now overall to Tal, if you were now a Strafing, or if you have to find a team for Strafing, which team do you think Strafing could fit on NA? Speculating that everything could happen, like we don't say someone would get dropped or whatever, but where do you think he would be fitting the best in NA at least?
I'm trying to think of any like champs rosters that would need just like somebody that actually understands the game really well as an IGL. I think Strafing's got a great understanding of what he wants to do and how he wants to play. I just don't know in terms of personality fits, like if he's coming to NA, what team he actually meshes well with. I would say like a team that I don't know if Design would be willing to do something like that, but maybe Design, like he could go to DSG.
I needed to get tempo with.
I don't know.
Oh my god, next one.
Outside of that, I don't think Zainu and Koi is an option right now, from my understanding of it. And yeah.
Okay, you spoke about design. I don't know about design is if design wants really to step off from the IGLing. He said before, I'm never gonna be letting someone IGL. Depends on the IGL himself. But he said I'm not willing to let someone else IGL me. The talking about or touching on Zanyu and Koi, because you already said is not, they are not. Everyone believes that strafing is the best option for Zanyu and Koi. Actually, Reddit is going crazy that, and almost they can bet their house on that strafing is their IGL. I'm telling you that they are ready to do it.
For who?
That Zanyu and Koi, that they were almost ready to bet on that. So
strafing actually doesn't want to team with them because strafing is a very like gentle personality.
You heard that here, chat.
He's like a really nice guy, and I think he'd need more of like a healthy, positive environment without like more like a professional type of environment. I mean, they're not. I don't know too much about their environment and stuff like that, apart from what Donna said. But I think strafing wants more of like a.
He's calling them toxic.
I can't think of anyone at the top of my head, but some more like constructive team, if that makes sense.
Are you calling them toxic?
They're definitely toxic. That's not what I was going for, though. No, I'm sure they'll admit it too. No.
Okay, they might. I don't know. It's the question to them, not to me.
Nah,
the other option that I could consider would be, since Chaotic is going back to EU, if Saucer would be willing to actually step down as IGL and let strafing IGL. But I don't know how big of a possibility that is.
I mean, Saucer's mechanics is good enough to do it, right? And they have a Noti. I think if they get strafing as an IGL, it will be 2 MNKs. The only thing I'm thinking about, like, it's having a 2 MNKs is not only gonna work if the 2 MNKs are really, really good. So what do you think about Hakis?
Saucer's previous support experience, no? Like that's what he used to play before he became an IGL. So
yeah.
I don't think that would be too much of a change, but I think Saucer's been doing a great job IGLing, so I personally don't think he should step down to support role.
I think
because then you go into a co-IGL thing.
If any meta is good for 2 Mouse and Key or even 3 Mouse and Key, it would be right now. I think 2 Mouse and Key is not an issue at all. I think if anything, I think Mouse and Key is closer to being better than controller than ever before. Right now.
The question as well is even talked here. What about complexity? Why is not complexity? There will be 3 MNKs. Because Lewis is let's say rumored, I don't know if it's official, rumored to leave to E8. There will be a 3 MNKs. Will it work? Strafing has an experience with 3 MNKs before.
I think actually, so strafing is a very heavy zone IGL,
I'm not
right?
sure if it's rumored.
Kimchi and Mon are both heavy zone players too. I genuinely think that squad on paper would work. They would definitely be like a finalist team. Would it be a strong team? Maybe not. I don't know. I think like personality of the team, personality of the players, all of that. I think that would be a perfect match.
So what about Phony? Where do we think Phony could fit? Knowing NA, or he's not willing to relocate 100%. So he's willing to stay in NA. He wants a spot in champs. The only problem is the timing for him. I think it's which everybody's believing the same. But where do we think Phony could actually land if there is any champs situation?
I mean, it's like we talked about with strafing, right? I think it would be more realistic for him to go to C9 other than strafing, to be honest. Like if you're talking about Saw stepping down to support role again. But then again, I don't know about that one.
Phony, yeah, I think Hakis is right. Phony came up on being like a zone IGL, and he was really, really good at it, like making like these niche strats and stuff like that. And then he's transitioned into more like edge IGL, which I think you need to do if you have Zainu and Koi, which are like 2 of, if not the best fraggers in the world, right? Which makes sense. But I still think Phony's strength is like his zone calling and zone rotates and stuff like that. And Phony's weakness is definitely his confidence or like willing to pull the trigger, which is what you need when you play on edge. Yeah. So if he were to join someone like C9, which is probably the best zone team in NA right now, I think that'd be good. At least one of the best zone teams in NA. I think I actually think Hakis might be cooking with that one.
Or what about?
I mean, it all depends, right? If Sauce wants to like take a step back, right? If he still wants to be like in the front IGLing or whatever, then it's gonna be very hard.
I think I feel sorry. Done?
So yeah, I was gonna say I think it's actually that would be a great move for them because Sauce knows what an IGL wants from in terms of info now that he's been doing it for a certain amount of months. And so I think him stepping back into a support role would just really help establish himself as like a top support player in this game because he's able to give the info that an IGL really wants. He can talk to Phony one-on-one like, hey, what do you need from me? What's expected of me? And then he's able to deliver that consistently. I think that's a big benefit to any team, really, is your communication.
Nice. I mean, the Fnatic last move, we already heard about it. We saw the changes that they did. They dropped Satuki and they got Meltestera. And they dropped even their coach. What do we think? Do we think now they are actually even better than what they were before? Are they winning next champs? It's in Japan, in their home. What do we think about it? Was it necessary? What was the reason for behind it? I mean, I know that no one of you is close. I think I'm the closest to Fnatic than you in terms of I'm speaking to them often. But what do you think about it?
I like personally, I think Fnatic's a great team mechanically and like team fighting mechanically they're great. They have the confidence to like do the playmaking wins. Like they can play for the win. They can fight for the god spot and all that. But like I don't know, their decision making this LAN has been very, very questionable overall.
True.
So I don't know if that's an IGL problem or a coach problem. Like
it's identity problem in my opinion. The problem about Fnatic, I already talked about them before and I discussed with them. And this LAN I talked to them. So when I saw them playing Landslide in the group stages, they picked Landslide in group stages and they went to them and I said, we were talking in the player lounge and they said, why are you playing Landslide? They said, we want to play Zone. And they said like, which decision was it? And said the coach. And I started talking to him. I said like, you are not type of a team that plays Landslide. This POI is not designed to you. You cannot play this POI. We started discussing. We talked about what's possible they could be playing. You should be going somewhere like Thermal, whatever, Stacks, Climatizer, Sky West, Sky East, something like this. Play from such a POIs and not like playing from Landslide. We talk about possible playstyle. We discussed it. The only problem they have Fnatic all the time, it's their own pro league is hurting them. Everyone in their pro league is playing to counter Fnatic. This is the thing. When you have one team that dominating all the pro league, everyone plays to counter them. And we had this discussion as well before. They cannot play meta. They don't understand how to play the meta because nobody is playing meta with them. Everybody is seeing what Fnatic is picking. They will pick something else. Fnatic has to adapt and play against it and so on. And the full pro league is going against the meta. And then that's why you see every single time APAC North is being weak at every LAN they play. Lately, yeah, they won one LAN. Great. The team played meta. That team that won LAN was the only team that played meta. And they won it. Whatever.
So do you think APAC North will do better now that there's a long break for champs where they actually get the time to practice international scrims?
I think they will be doing way better because the new meta that will happen, it will happen during the scrims. This off day, they will not be trying to adapt into something stupid. They will see what everyone in the international scrims is playing, they play and they adapt. The only problem for them is the hyping is not a real practice. I think it's unfair, but there is no solution for this. It's unfair for teams like APAC North, APAC South as well, but there is no real solution for this unless you do a boot camps for 1 month and nobody is being able to sponsor such a big money. Like if EA, for example, had the money to sponsor 1 month or whatever of a boot camp in advance, that will give every single team of them is a huge practice. They are not willing to do it, or they have to do pay it themselves and travel and practice from a better ping with the meta.
Don't they have 200 ping on Salt Lake or 180?
They have sometimes 250.
Because I swear when I watch scrims, like some APAC teams have less ping than
we have minus Tempo here. He has exactly the numbers for sure. Tempo, what do we know about APAC North? What is their ping? And APAC South, if you can give us the numbers, because they definitely know it. 250 APAC North.
What comp was? I haven't had a chance to watch Newcastle or their VOD yet. Were they still running Newcastle?
Fnatic, they played Crypto. At the end, I convinced them to play Crypto Fuse, and they played Crypto Fuse. I like them.
But in groups, they were playing Newcastle.
They played Watson, if I'm not wrong. In that, yes, and Newcastle, and then they swapped back. And I'm fearing that I'm the reason they dropped their coach because they figured out it's a landslide is a bad POI for them. I hope I'm not.
A pretty brain dead call.
I hope I'm not. I hope I'm not the reason that triggered this one. I just tried to actually help. That's all. Because I had a tier list. They put them on 6th place and they ended 6th place. So I wanted my tier list to be correct. my tier list was half this time, not the best. But it was good enough. We have 2 topics still for the Rostermania, but I think we can go through them first. We have FaZe, they need a third. We have a Kashira that he's now teaming up with Tyler. I wanted to ask you, where could Tyler work? I mean, he's trailing him. I'm pretty sure I saw him. So I wanted to ask you, where do you think Tyler goes? But I figured out that Tyler is already trailing for Cash. And then I will ask you, what do you think the third of FaZe would be?
Wait, so they're potentially dropping Slab for Tyler?
I have no idea.
It's already happened.
I have no idea.
They're playing with. Why would they drop Slab though?
Some behind the scenes stuff with
drama,
people pointing fingers and doing the it's him, it's that, it's this, instead of just
so it's not a performance
coming
thing.
together. No, it's definitely not the performance thing because Slab dropped like 23 kills and losers. So I don't think it's a performance thing.
No, it's not at all. It's not at all.
I will say that I don't know. I don't think it's gonna go very well with Tyler in terms of like personalities working well.
I think Tyler changed a lot though. I mean, Hakis would know more than all of us. How is it working with Tyler?
Not great. Sorry, I'm talking with you guys, not with you guys. It worked great with you. Sorry, I was talking about.
No, I mean Tyler definitely. Like I'm sure everyone knows Tyler's past, like shenanigans, stuff like that, mentality issues, whatever, whatnot. I think him joining Alliance was probably had like when you're at your friend's house for the first time and their parents are home and you need to be very, very respectful and stuff. That's probably how he was experiencing it at Alliance, which is best behavior and stuff. But I also think Tyler has. I'd like to think that Tyler has changed for the better over the last couple months. At least I've had some conversations back and forth with him about like career-wise and stuff like that, and he seemed to have matured a lot. So in terms of that, I mean this is the second time Kashira and him are going to be teaming, right? And last time Tyler left the team, he got dropped because he was trying to snake Kashira, and it was very, very, very bad. Because they were really good, and it was very embarrassing. Anyway, I think Tyler has learned, and I think they'll probably be able to work well together. I mean, Kashira is great, and I think Tyler has proven himself also now that he's not washed.
Fine, then we have the answer now to for Tyler where he would be landing. I'm pretty sure that it's already locked because like 1 week. So in this case, does that make Slap is the potential third for FaZe? Because if everyone says Tyler should have trialed with FaZe, but now Tyler is gone and Slap is free. Just for the info, they are trialing right now with GMW. That's what the chat wrote me. Right now in the scrims, they are playing with GMW, but that opens as well that Slap could be a potential third. Do we think Slap is a good fit for FaZe 2?
It depends on what FaZe wants. They just removed a support player from the roster, right? And then like it kind of depends on what Synetic wants to do. Does he want to like keep playing the aggressive Bangalore IGL in the front line, or does he want to take a step back and be more supportive? I think GMW is a great support controller, but if you want something more aggressive, then I
spoke a lot with them, and obviously me and Nags are fairly close too. But I don't actually know, so I actually feel comfortable on saying what I do know, which might be a little too much, but that's speculations based on what I know. And is that they were talking about getting a fragger, so Slab would be an optimal pick, right? But Chaotic is also going to EU, and I think Chaotic would be a better fragger than an anchor. But then again, me and Amphi, we were speaking with them about like, what if you just get a good anchor that will follow your calls and stuff like that? So like, okay, well, JMW is an obvious pick because Nax and JMW are really good friends. And then I was even suggesting getting Dell, bro. I think Dell is slept on like crazy, and I think that would be a good match for that team too. Even though he's Mouse and Key, I think that team would mechanically be able to keep up with all other teams. I
think me knowing Synetic, he's not going with a chaotic pick. He needs more of a third that can actually communicate well and gives him all the stuff and ideas, blah blah blah, and not like just a hard fragger. He wants someone that does the communication role plus whatever he does on the sticks well. And I don't know how chaotic is well on his communication ways. He shoots well, but he goes like a little bit some kind of tunnel visioning, doing his own stuff only, and this is what he doesn't want. That's only my own opinion about it. I don't know if it's true or not. Chat is saying that he is having one of 3: CJ, GMW, or Slap for the tryout.
And also another thing to keep into account: they don't have much time at all. When is LCQ? It's in like 2 weeks or something, right? Like, it's
LCQ
really soon.
LCQ in 1 week.
LCQ 's
In 1
next
week.
week,
Next
right?
week.
Yeah. Like they don't. Trialing is a generous word. You pretty much have to be set now.
Agree. It's question to you now, Gnaske. People said that you were playing with Dell or something. I don't know what they were saying, or I don't know where they got this idea from. What?
Me and Amphi were playing with Dell when
Yes.
when Zane was sick in that one Boom TV tournament.
So you got it here. He's not teaming with Dell. It's just like Zane is sick.
But when we did play with Player at the LAN, Player K and Dell, they are like two peas in a pod. They're mirror entities. And as much of a pleasure it was to play with Player, it made me really like miss Dell, right? Like I was like, whoa, dude, I've been sleeping on this fucker, bro. Like what the Dell is the goat. He would fit so well in this meta, etc., right? Like I was thinking about this shit. I was expressing it too. I really think someone needs to pick up Dell. I think Dell for this meta specifically. I've been telling Dell he should start IGLing, but dude, anyone that picks up Dell right now would do really fucking good. That's on God.
I think Dell might be a little bit too soft for IGLing. I don't see him like really. People are taking over, but
he would need to sort that out. But he's really smart at the game, and he knows what to do all the time. So he would need to learn the leader role.
FaZe.
Yes, he would. That's what I've been telling FaZe. I genuinely think, like, first of all, FaZe is dropping someone 2 weeks. They dropped him Arctic 2 weeks before LCQ, right? So that doesn't leave much time to get a new third, which would probably result in the team being weaker than if they were to keep Arctic for the LCQ. The problem is then for champs, they would then have a weaker team because they don't like Arctic, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I think they need then, in that case, if they were to stick through with the dropping, which they did, I think in that case, they need someone that can replace him and be very similar to him, so they don't need to change much as a team. Something like getting a fragger would be too much of a change and would work horrendously for FaZe, at least until they learn it and like prepare it, which realistically they can't do in 2 weeks. So someone like Dell, or I mean, you can say JMW too. I'll allow it. I think Dell is probably the most underrated player right now in EU. But I think something like that would just slot in perfectly, and a team like FaZe would do wonders with that.
Speaking of LAN, because you started about LAN, each one of you, we start with it. What was your top 2 positive surprises, like a team that performed really good, you did not expect them to perform that high? And what are the 2 teams that the bottom teams that they did like actually disappointed? Don't mention us at all. It's not allowed to mention us. I'm not gonna allow it here.
Yeah, this is the Falcons podcast. I forgot.
No fucking way. You look good. Gnaske, start with you.
In a good way. I think Gaming Gladiators getting second place is a massive showing. I mean, even now after they get the second place, I'm sure people still sleep on them. And it's actually a funny thing, because I think GG now proven that they were really good, and they were also last LAN, and in EWC they were really good, right? So objectively, we're looking at a good team here, right? But even then, people are gonna underrate them and downplay them. Like I see people not even put Light in like top 10 IGL lists, blah blah blah, whatever, right? And I think it's purely because they don't have any personalities on their team. They don't have a dreamer. They don't have anything like that. And even when they win, they got the deadest celebrations out of any fucking team. And I have seen Optic Gaming win a game at LAN, bro. Like, it's the most dead reaction ever. And I genuinely think that causes them to not have that many fans. And when you don't have fans, which Apex is a very opinionated esports, right? Because it's at BR and it's very hard to decide who is the best, objectively speaking. So stuff like fans and biases are really a key aspect into who thinks you're good and stuff. So something like that is really important, especially for a team like GG. And that's why people are, even they got second place. And I'm telling you, people wouldn't even put them in the like top 10 list. It's disgusting. I guess VK, I don't know much about them, but I didn't expect them to get top 10.
Okay. And the disappointments too?
I think Fury and Moist, I thought they were going to do better.
Okay.
I mean, Falcons wasn't that much a surprise, right? Am I right, guys?
That's so fun.
You're not getting back on the stream, buddy.
What about you, Hakis? What are your 2 picks?
I mean, I agree with GG. I was gonna say, like, in Europe, it was between us and GG on who was gonna take the Pro League, and then they kind of shit the bed in the finals. So the match point, they got 20th. So it was kind of anticlimactic, because the whole finals in Europe was gonna be between us and them, and then we got like second and they got 20th. So I feel like that kind of killed a lot of their momentum of being considered a good team. But then they, despite that, came out really good at LAN as well. So they definitely showed up after having a bad ending to the Pro League. Second team, I would say TSM. Like TSM after the EWC did not look great, but they pulled it together and showed really. I mean, even Verl said on stream, right? Like he was gonna be very surprised if they did good at this LAN. So I definitely think TSM showed up.
And they did. What about disappointment?
I would say definitely Furia. And then I'm going to do my third pick and go Falcons. But also, I think LG as well. Like LG looked really good overall, both in EWC and everything. But I mean, I think they had the same problem as you guys in putting their controllers on crypto and screwing it over. So it didn't really go great.
I was only looking at finals. I mean,
there are
FaZe,
so
LG,
many.
Legends.
Go next, even in a crypto meta, we have Kashira. Kashira in a crypto meta, not even making finals.
I mean, from what I heard, Kashira forced hard edge in a crypto Watson meta, so they were playing crypto Watson, just forced hard edge over and over and over. So I don't know.
What?
There, but...
I haven't vote reviewed them otherwise.
Watch the pod back, man. That shit's a movie.
Is it that bad?
Yeah, go watch it.
That's what I got told.
Wait, Talmadge, you watched the VOD? No, how was it? Was it just that, the edge?
It's hard edge Watson crypto gameplay. Enjoy.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
Why?
Did they not have zones?
I'm trying to think of the zones. I think they actually had a couple of them on World's Edge, and they still just were like forcing hard edge, just trying to collect Evo and shit.
Do you remember where they were landing? So they had a Stormcatcher, they had a zone in Mill, definitely not good for them, which we never seen it in the LAN when we are playing Mill. Second zone in Mill as well they got, which we never seen it at LAN, but we see it in different groups. And the third one was Baru.
I mean, we landed next to each other on almost both maps and had the same rotation, so...
Oh, but you play hard edge.
Not in our favor.
You're playing hard edge. There's a difference. You have even a place where you can play hard edge from, and which is I wish we did, but we didn't. They had a 3 zone for monument. 3 zones is not good if they are monuments. I'm telling you. If they are, they are not monuments because you get fences.
They were geyser.
Okay, they get a geyser, so it's even worse. And this one is a good for them. It's a geyser itself. Okay, World's Edge it was good for them. Stormpoint was horrible for them. But I think it's just too late. They started 3 bad games and they couldn't pick it up afterwards. I think that's when you don't want, like, when you lose.
Were they Launchpad in Losers 1? Is that what I'm thinking of? I gotta go look.
Could be. I haven't checked it.
My picks were personally SSG #1 for sure. They were the whole dynamic between all 3 of them was absolutely terrible.
What is your pick as well, chat?
Before the lane even started,
bro,
didn't want to be near each other.
DM me, bro. Don would DM me during scrims.
You know, it's a couple of kids, a few kids, just not really able to talk about things in a constructive manner. So none of them would talk about anything, or they would just blame each other and just mute up. But Don helped right the ship, man. LAN champion, and they surprised me the most for sure. Like, everyone knows what their potential was in terms of how well they can actually play the game together, how well Phony can IGL, how well all 3 of them can shoot and be able to work in terms of a team dynamic. It was just a matter of if that was going to happen. So they proved me wrong with that one. The other surprise, probably 5th place Guild, if I'm going to be like a different pick. MT's got a bunch of great results under his belt, but watching him IGL in a meta like this with crypto and stuff like that, it really shows how distinctive he is with his calls and how he's able to help navigate them through different pockets in zone, help clear side when he needs to, and they did just enough. Now, they don't have a ton of KP to show for it, but they get the patience points, and that's all that matters, right, for them.
Okay.
He's been like top 7 almost every single LAN, no?
And
like
yes,
By
the way, I wasn't surprised at all by MT, but we talk about it after. MT, year 2, he did not do perfect. He was like 15th and 17th. Year 3, he was 6th, 7th, 12th. And year 4, split 1, he's 4th. And EWC 9th, and now he's 5th. MT has a pretty good record in terms of placement. And talking about crypto, when I was doing my tier list about them, I said, I'm pretty sure MT will do top 10, but there is one hard thing for MT and challenge, is making finals. As soon as he makes finals, a player like MT and IGL like MT in a good quality lobby, he will always do top 10 because he's a good IGL and he's so in crypto, he's so good. He knows how to navigate in zones, he knows how to take spots. He understands how to play the game in such a slow pace. Give me your negative ones.
My negative ones, LG for sure. They switched to Bang Newcastle Cat for Losers, and I don't know if they played that comp a whole lot at all. They didn't feel comfortable really having anyone play crypto on the team, and I think that cost them a lot. Just the free Evo, the free info, being able to set up plays with crypto.
I mean, they had time to find out the meta of the comp, and they just didn't.
Yeah, it seemed like they were shuffling around quite a bit during scrims in terms of what they wanted to play. Second pick, I was just thinking about this. It's either going to be, I'll say Moist for sure, just by how well they were playing throughout the entire tournament up until finals, all the way through scrims. They looked like the best fighting team. They looked like they had the best. They did well in everything. They had some pretty decent zones too, to be fair. I think I don't really know what the core issue really was. I'll have to kind of go back and watch their stuff in more detail. But other than them,
we killed them like three times.
I remember seeing one of the fights between you two. That was fun.
They even started good in finals. The first 3 games they started good.
Yeah,
even though
20 or 30 points.
They started good, and the second game they should have killed GG 10 out of 10 if you repeat it, and they lost it. So even if in that game, if they killed GG, they would have had a win. They would have denied GG the win, and they would have the win. It means they would have had another 20 gap points to GG, plus 20 gap, like take from here 10 and add it to there. They would have even boosted them even higher. The start was amazing, but they still failed. For me, positively, I will go with Noctem. They made finals when nobody else, I expected them. Nobody else expected Noctem to do. And I was betting on my boys and on every one of them. So this is the positive surprise that made me happy. And the second positive surprise would be, I'm not sure if I will go with GG or with TSM. Because I'm not gonna lie, I did not expect TSM at all to perform good. Because you look, I think even Alliance, I did not expect them, because you see from my tier list, I expected SSG to do good. I expected GG to do really good because could win, but I didn't know how good they would be. But like they could win because they could close matches and they had a good win rate as well. Should I go with TSM or Alliance? Because Alliance was with us up and they performed really good. When I put my tier list, I said I think Alliance might not be within my top 10 because of the sub. How could someone fill the shoes of Effect? It's a big shoes to fill. And Tyler did, and I think it's Hakis did pretty great job. Still playing the game with Unlucky and Tyler's. Not gonna be throwing shades on someone else, but Unlucky and Tyler's has a good, together has a very good LAN history. But
I don't know how you do it, by the way, Hakis. Just not say anything after the LAN. You have every single opportunity right now to destroy, dude.
Sorry.
I'm not about that life.
Yeah, man, I admire that about you.
But I think I'm going between this TSM or Alliance, but because of the little bit above you they are, so we go with Alliance over it. The negative ones, which is not including us, not gonna lie, not including us, it's gonna be LG, because LG disappointed me so bad with not making finals. And the second one will be Kashera, because I expect Kashera to make finals. Yes, some teams did make finals, like Furia did not perform. I expected them to end up in the top 10. They did not. I expected us to do way better. Fine, we did not. I'm not gonna mention us and them. Furia is from 10th to 19th is not the biggest gap, but I had a LG on top 5, and they ended 25th, I think, or 26th, something like that. And I had a Kashera to make LAN 100%, and he did not make LAN. So for me, even FaZe, it's a big surprise to end 37th in LAN. So this is the disappointments for me. We can go with multiple of them.
I wanna say FaZe, from what I heard, the decision to make a roster change was from before the LAN started, so I think the vibes were short from the beginning, and that's probably why they didn't perform so well. So I did kind of expect that one, to be honest.
Okay,
but that's what I heard.
It might be true. I from a few amount of fights that I saw them take where they would lose, it would be like there was an opportunity in the fight, and then there would be another opportunity, It would be like 5 opportunities. But no one had like the balls
understand.
To pull the trigger, except for kind of Cinetic. But I was even like Nags wouldn't do like say yo follow me or whatever. But Arctic in particular would just be like doing absolutely nothing, just waiting for his teammates to do something. And yeah, like that's everyone on the team making a mistake. But you could tell like something is happening here, and it has to do with like confidence for pulling the trigger, right? Which metaphor that I used. I think that's usually a sign that something is wrong with the vibes. So yeah, I think you're right.
Good.
I got one more, like honorable mention as well. Navi, like for how well they started out in groups. I don't know what the expectations were for you guys, but I didn't have super high expectations for them coming into the LAN, and then to see them come and play extremely well was cool. And then it kind of just all. That fell out underneath them, which was interesting.
That's actually was supposed to be the next question. Anybody of you I would say like any one of you expected Navi to do what they did at the group stages? That's actually was supposed to be the next question. Any one of you expected Navi to do what they did at the group stages? And if no, what do you think was the reason behind their performance at the group stages? Is it the meta? Is it the type of defensive meta? Because I remember one of the games that I saw how the game was played. It was the survey zone survey game. It was ending in Epicenter. They were playing the tunnel by Sky East. They evac'd from Sky East. They landed in the middle of the zone. They put a wall and nobody touched him. And they were playing like, don't touch me, don't touch you. And they won the game. And is it the reason why they did good? Was the type of meta allowed them to do this one when they enable passive? They read the zone sometimes good, or they just evac to the zones, or they played the good spots, positions. They have a shooters. They have a henchman, and kinda they are good shooters. So was it the meta, or did you expect it already that they do good?
I think that they've
just been really practicing on playing zone. Like they've actually been like Matafis said he doesn't want to play edge ever at all anymore, so he's just been playing hard zone, right? And I think that's been fitting them. Like they've actually, like Matafa has a good macro when he actually like plays towards the end game, but I mean in the group stages, I think they had the confidence and they actually like were able to take their fights from the winning spots and actually defend their places and stuff. But then like I don't know if towards winners or losers, maybe the pressure hit them again and they couldn't keep up the momentum. I guess I still think like Matafa's always had like good macro in my opinion. This has always been a confidence issue and a fighting issue at LAN.
A big theme for teams at LAN is like a confidence thing, right? In Apex, if you don't have confidence, even if you have the right idea and you don't have confidence, you're not gonna do it, and then you end up just dying. Confidence is more important than like brains and mechanics, in my opinion, to a certain extent. And what probably happened was that they played so. I didn't remember group stages if they won or did good the first like let's say 3 games. Let me go check real quick.
No,
but what probably happens.
They did okay. The second group they won 3 games, but the first group they did okay, which was I think like 50 something points. The second.
Alright, so what probably happened was something like they were playing zone and they had a good zone. They did good. They had good kill potential. Something good happened, right? Which if you play enough games when you're playing zone, something good is gonna happen. And then they probably just snowballed from that effect. And I think how snowbally it was, it must have just been something like it really fueled the confidence, and that allowed Matafe specifically, because he's played LAN with different teammates and not had success with either. So it probably just snowballed his confidence. And then as soon as they had hardship and it did bad, then it just went the other way. Might have been what happened. I didn't prep for this LAN, so I wasn't studying teams, watching teams. Like I didn't know how good Navi was doing going into this LAN, so I can't say that I expected him to do that good. I can't say that I expected him to do worse because I wasn't certain.
Did you expect they don't make finals after their performance in group stages?
I didn't really have enough info to form an opinion. But I don't know. I didn't really think about it. I was surprised that they did good, and yeah, I didn't think too much about it.
You played Hakis. You played against them at the group stages. With their performance that you saw from them, did you expect them to miss finals?
No, I definitely expected them to make finals because, like I said, they were playing really good macro-wise in the zone. After the draft, they actually got all the POIs they wanted, so they had everything set up for them to make it. So
I think their mistake was landslide. They went for landslide as second. They went for landslide as a pick. I think they could have got way better. Or actually, I expected him, and I told him already after his performance in a group stages. I said, why didn't you go for barometer in a group stages? Because Liquid wasn't in the group, and you already did it in EU, and you already performed at the group stages. You most probably would have got it. Why didn't you go for Baro and a really huge zone PY on WhatsApp?
To be fair, both Furia and TSM were in the group chats or whatever, were both fighting for the con and barometer, so I don't think they would have gone for that one either way. Because I mean, I don't know what happened there, but you guys and Furia kind of
we were not going. Evan was doing it because he was trying to be funny.
There was a fiesta going on in the chat for who was going to take barometer, so I would also stay away from that POI with like a 10-foot pole.
When I was watching their group stage games, I noticed that there was a lot of times that they were just evacing or just straight up walking into the soft side of zone.
Yes.
And the zone would just straight up pull right onto their head. So if nobody touched them, or if they were able to just push teams off the entire game, they pretty much just get to win the game for free or get like a top 2, top 3, no matter what.
They needed 4 points only. They needed only 4 points actually, Navi in winner bracket to go to the finals. They had a 30 points, and we had VKG had a 34. They could have won the tiebreaker because they won a game with a bigger kills. So they could have gone through with 4 more points.
When they started facing teams that would actually fight for like game-winning spot, I think that's when they were starting to run into some trouble, where they would fight for, or teams would go and fight for winning spots on zones. They would start to run into a little bit of trouble, so when resistance would show, or teams just didn't know how in the group stages, or at least as many.
Next one, talking about meta. So the meta was played at LAN with Crypto, with Newcastle, Fuse. I think that the basics were almost every team had a bang, and the teams were alternating between 4 picks, most of them, unless they want to go for path. It was like Crypto, Newcastle, Watson, Fuse, or the 5th would be Pathfinder, but the niche pick, I would say. Why is it Crypto? Why Newcastle? What do you think about it? Did you enjoy it, Hakis, personally, you?
I genuinely hate all type of Walleye characters, but Crypto might be the worst one because, I don't know, I just think the skill ceiling of IGLs get lowered so much. Like,
100%.
everybody has perfect information at all times, so just...
Only thing, like, so, yes, but the only thing that kind of makes it, like, so it changes, right? Like, the ceiling becomes lower because it gets easier, you get more info, right? It's easier, but your timing gets, harder, because you need more time to figure it out compared to like a Bloodhound scan. So it becomes like a new skill that you need to learn. But overall, Crypto's just shit, bro. I don't even think Crypto's a good. I think people are reading the meta wrong about Crypto. I don't think he's strong.
I mean, the Crypto is not really the biggest reason why you play him. It's the UAVs right now. Like, and just having perfect information on every single rotation is just so valuable.
I mean, this one and fighting the other, because you have most of the teams on either Newcastle or Watsons. Whenever there is a Newcastle just placing his wall, at the moment, if they are actually in a congested area where you cannot take angles and stuff and shit on them, you can't kill them if you don't have a Crypto. You most probably will not kill them if you don't have Crypto. If you have...
It's like, I played Edge like most of the games right in LAN, and like I probably scanned like 15 UAVs per game. Like at least you just went from POI to POI to POI to POI and just scanned over and over and over and over and over, and just gave me a perfect macro to come in from Edge. And then I could also see like which like team do I want to fight, like what is an isolated fight. You know, it's just like as long as you have the confidence in an IGL to actually play off the information that you get. Crypto is just insanely broken. But yes, I agree. Crypto itself is not that strong as people think he is. But
I said it wrong. I meant Crypto for zone is absolutely pissed and shit. I think Crypto for edge is the correct character to pick, though. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I completely forgot about edge.
I do agree that I think the Newcastle comp is probably better for zone than what Crypto is, for sure.
Agree. On actually having a lot of Newcastles in zones was pretty free if you have a Crypto and just fight them.
Yeah.
If you just fight these teams or no with
you have Crypto and Fuse, fighting Newcastle teams is the easiest shit ever, man.
If it's a Watson Newcastle team that's not brain dead, knows their timings, keeps ultic cells, and just isn't bad, they can completely counter the Crypto push.
If you have your
you just
own
Newcastle
timing
wall
too.
first, then when the EMP comes, you don't place the gen yet, then you have it ready for after the EMP. Or if they bait it, like let's say they bait you to gen or whatever, you just make sure you have a new ultic cell and you don't play that spot that you want to play unless you have an ultic cell, depending on the volatility of the spot. But if you just time the wall or the gen correctly, you don't have 2 EMPs. But it's not that big of a counter. It's not like we've seen in the past. It's a counter, but it's not that big.
You're talking about situational, something situational. But whenever you are fighting such a teams, they are already established somewhere. So they are not like holding their gen for another one to push them.
If they're already playing there, they have their gen. Then it's even harder. Then they have their gen down, and then the timer runs, and they have a new gen ready.
Okay,
they will have it off cooldown, ready to place it, and their current gen is there. So you EMP that one, then they have one next one.
So
instantly.
if you are neighbor with another team of, if you are a Crypto team, neighbor with another Newcastle Watson team, right? Whatever you want, Newcastle Watson, you say it. Most of the few people played Newcastle Watson. Most of them they played Newcastle Cat, if whatever, unless it's Exolos and Matafi. But still, if you are neighbor them, do you think that team, when they are setting up, they are thinking about your potential attack to them? So they will be placing their stuff already, and you will be scouting those perfect information to have your perfect timings. It's you the one who is deciding those information.
Full circle now. Full circle with what I said. If you're not a brain dead Watson Newcastle team, you know your timings. then if you are in a position where you can get EMP pushed or something like that, you will definitely play without a gen for the time being.
I think 99.
If you're in a situation what you're talking about right now, then yes, you're.
Most of those teams are already placing it because most of the teams are once they're even resources on because they are getting EMP'd before from another team.
There comes a point in the game where you're like, okay, timing wise, we have threats from this angle, blah blah blah. Within the next 2 minutes, someone can come. Don't place your gen. Be ready.
But it's something else.
It's the difference between a good team and a bad team.
Okay, you're forgetting is there is something called I'm forced to do something because I'm not the only crypto in the lobby. There's another crypto in the lobby that will basically EMP them something. They will be forced in replacing because they need the resources.
Again, it comes with a timing too. Cryptos can only EMP for the first 2 zones, like a damage EMP, right? And after that, you can only EMP if you're going to push because timing-wise, it doesn't line up with defensive or attack possibilities, right? Either you need to move from zone or someone's gonna push you, so you need to save your util and stuff like that. Yeah, what you're saying completely applies if you're playing in a fucking LCQ lobbies with Timmy and Jamie who just came home from school. But if you're playing in a LAN finals where teams are to a certain standard, not actually brain damage, and you're just not stupid, you can completely get away with it, and it's not a true counter.
I would love to see how many times out of attempts a team from Newcastle died to a crypto team and how easy it was.
Yes, and I bet you it's gonna be high. You know why it's gonna be high? Because those brain deads don't know how to fucking play the game.
But most of the people even don't know how to play those type of stuff because they are new to it. So it's like a free when you are playing at LAN.
And then yes, 100% privacy. They are bad players in this game, but all it takes is just 2 hours sitting down with your team, coordinating the timings, and just speaking about it and doing your fucking preparation. I mean, yes, the bar is really low in Apex, and most people are fucking shit, and they don't do the necessary steps to actually make it to the top. But I'm talking about a scenario where the 2 teams that are going to fight, the Crypto Fuse and the Watson Newcastle, they aren't brain dead. It's not a true counter from the Crypto, bro. It's not. It is not easier said than done. It's so fucking easy, and it's the bare minimum you need, bro. These brain deads don't do it. That's all.
Okay, I think Hakis is just looking at us and saying, "What the hell am I saying?" The look on his eyes is just telling too much. Okay, but we agree, all of us, that the crypto meta is actually not good and the crypto meta is ugly to play. I think even the Newcastle with all the pins. What do you think about it? Going to next season, if you have the choice, all of you, what stuff do you want to change about Legends? Because you played the meta right now, you saw everything. What would you like to see as it changes? Because we have some leaks already, we will talk about it. What will be changed? But for you personally, as Hakis, you played now the LAN. What would you like to be changed, Legends-wise?
I mean, Legends-wise is honestly not too much. Like I said, the biggest problem with crypto is the UAVs. That's the number one thing that I want to see changed. Other than that, I feel like most outside things are just like affecting the Legends. Like the bins are buffing Newcastle to oblivion, like the UAVs are buffing crypto to oblivion. Maybe we could see a bang nerf, but I was discussing this on stream the other day. How do we nerf bang? Like it's very, very difficult to the point where you can nerf her without actually gutting her.
There is no way.
There's like a couple options, I guess. It's like either you add a smoke grenade or like a smoke survival item or something, but because that's how you killed Valk, you added evac towers, and now Valk is no longer needed, right?
I think so. Bang is a super interesting character, and I think we're in a kind of a state where people are just like so comfortable with Bang. Because fact of the matter is,
which legend do you want to see it nerfed to the ground?
If you nerf her anymore, she's just completely gutted. But I actually think we're at a point where Bang isn't necessarily like an OP anymore, and I think we're in a situation where kind of with Crypto Valk Gibby, where yes,
which legend do you want to be completely
good?
Nerfed?
How do we know it's not good? Well, someone started playing Seer Valk Horizon completely off meta. Everyone thought it was troll, and it completely destroyed that comp. Any buffs or nerfs? No. It was just a matter of people reading the meta wrong, getting comfortable with the wrong thing. And I think we're at the point where Bang is not as weak as Caustic Gibby at all. I think she's really, really viable, really, really good. But I don't think she's an OP. I don't think she needs to be nerfed. I don't think anything like that. And I think people shouldn't necessarily play Bang either. I think Bang is an option. I don't think it's
I think you're straight trolling if you don't play Bang.
I think you can find replacements in other characters. I think you can.
Nah.
So
you're straight up trolling if you don't play her.
But what did we
Yes.
do before Bang was meta? And that was back when Bang was completely overtuned. What did we do before that?
Teams were bad. That's what they did before Bang. Before understanding the meta, teams were bad. That's exactly the answer. When people didn't know what to play, they were bad. They did not understand the game.
Okay. When people were ultra shit, how did a team rotate in Skyhook with 10,000 teams looking at them?
That's a different question. That's when everybody in the lobby was playing the same shit. You could rotate. You could do whatever the other teams are doing.
I'm 2022. People weren't playing the same shit, and people weren't playing Wraith or Bang or Pathfinder.
Yes, if you go back to the times, you will get someone. If you stop playing Bang, you stop playing any legend that is actually good at the game and really important and not trolling. Then you will get someone like Sea Lion coming in, giving you Horizon Seer, killing the whole lobby and actually making fun of the lobby.
Horizon Seer did not have a Bang either, though.
No, but I mean, yes, but it.
But you had Valk.
Exactly, but
that's my point. There was a different character that could basically offer the same thing as Bangalore, which was rotating a team from point A to B.
That's what.
Yes, Bangalore has a lot of other strength.
When I
but
say Horizon,
that's essentially what it boils down to.
Okay, when I'm saying Horizon Seer, it's the meaning of you take the legends now that OP for fightings. You get out of that, you get a Bang in a better spot to outperform any other team that is not picking Bang. You will be trolling if you don't take the OP legend right now and play it. At that time, for the fights, because everyone was playing Gibby Caustic, was the best fit to fight Gibby Caustic is Horizon Seer. You did not need a Bang for that exact fight. When you went for everyone was Horizon Seer, Valk, you went for Bloodhound's Bang Horizon and you shit on the whole lobby again. So
well, yes, privacy, 100%. You didn't need it for those fights, but there's more to the game than just fighting. And right now, the key utility that Bangalore offers, she's great at fights and whatnot, right? For sure, we can all agree on that. But her key strength is rotational ability with the smokes. There's no refuting that. That's her key job and her strongest job on the team right now. It's rotating a team from point A to point B. There's other legends that can do it. Sure, those other legends aren't as good as fight as Bangalore, and that's why we see Bangalore in super and meta right now. But there was a point in time where we didn't have those characters to rotate with. And then if you want to argue that Bangalore's an OP at fighting, this and that, blah blah blah, then yeah, 100%. But if you're arguing that Bang is still the best rotational character, this and that, blah, 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 then you're wrong. That's not the case. She's been nerfed so much right now. I don't even think she's an OP. I think she's a great character. Offers both fighting and rotation, which is what makes her strong, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I mean, that's just the thing. She's the most versatile and most
overall
best kitted character in the game. And that what makes her a necessity.
She's not the best fighting. She's not the best rotation. She's
she's the best overall. She's the best overall character. She can do everything. That's why she's the best character. But that's what I mean. If you want to play a specific niche comp, then sure, you don't need Bangalore. But if you're playing like a meta comp or something close to the meta, then you're trolling without playing her.
But that's what I'm saying though.
Gnaske?
Once it's only a matter of time before other stuff happens, stuff like that, and then people will be like, hey, maybe this niche meta comp someone discovered or whatever, hey, maybe this is fine, and then people will slowly start changing away from it, just like it happens in the past. I don't think we need to look at nerf and Bang. That's my entire point.
Gnaske, do you know what will happen if you don't play Bang? You will end up 19th. Don't tell me you end up 20th because there is a team that won LAN with a Bang. So you'll end up 19th. It's a Path in Newcastle crypto team, which is Furia.
That's just result based analysis though. Because
not
if you really want to look at it, they were doing really, really good without Bang.
Not super good, but like okay. So
no, they were doing really good.
Okay, good. Like, but not like a.
I mean, they won.
Weren't they top 5?
I know. They
won the third-party tournaments.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
and they were like, I don't want to say, look, this is you don't need Bangalore because they did good. No, I don't want to say that because that's result-based analysis. But I want to say like at least consider it. And also I think that comp was actually a busted edge comp. I think that was a really good meta read. I can't lie, I really, really like it.
I know, I'm just fucking with PvP already because he's in the chat. So I want the chat to know him a little bit. He doesn't get annoyed.
Going back to your original question, privacy about the nerfs or whatever. I would really like to see Crypto just get a little bit less EXP for every single scan that he gets to hit, because he has an easier way to hit beacons than every other character now. Exactly. He doesn't have to be there.
So
I don't think crypto had that much of an impact on what your armor is, though. To be honest,
Yes.
like, I don't think it did that too much.
I think the two
Yeah,
important thing
it doesn't. But
two important thing you need to, or three actually, you need to bring down crypto with UAV. You need to either make them smaller ranges or you make them way again back to the normal they spawn with wherever they could, like with the spawn rates and so on, not everywhere. Then this will make him less impact. It will be actually making the UAV actually dog shit. If it's the same range now and they have a spawn rates, it makes it actually almost dog shit. This is change. Do something for the UAV. Second one is you don't need to have the 4 seconds wall hack of EMP in the perk. That's something I actually hate myself. And the third would be, which is a topic that it's super hot everywhere. What the fuck do we do with the invisibility? We saw Hakis versus GG play. We already saw Hakis versus GG play. What do we do for this one? I have some suggestions myself. I want to hear your own inputs. How would you be nerfing the invisibility, Hakis?
I mean, the number one thing that needs to happen is just the drone taking zone damage. Like, hiding the drone in zone is just so dumb.
Hakis said exactly what I said.
Other than that, I would probably reduce the height of it,
Well,
so that you
remember
can't just fly it
the
up
start.
straight into the air. Like, and just hide it like 200 meters up in the sky. Maybe lower like this overall ceiling.
Nice.
And then I know there is a audio thing
Maybe just
about the
making-
invisibility, but I don't know. Like, Apex audio is just,
you're not hearing
It's
it.
too few. It's too few.
You don't hear it on land.
yeah.
You don't hear it.
You could also just make him less invisible, so like transparent a little bit, you know?
Then the
So that like if you look
I would
for
just
it,
put a
you can see
timer
him.
on it, honestly. Just put like
Yeah.
a 15-20 second max timer on it, and then just say, yeah, you have to come out, or you're fully uncloaked at that point.
nice.
The
Oh,
fact that
yeah,
it's permanent
yeah.
is really dumb to me. Like I don't know. Who
That'd
signed
actually be
off on
pretty
that
cool,
one.
I think.
And what else? It was with this idea as well. I wanted him to take his own damage, and not to him, but like the drone. I wanted the drone to be on
yeah.
timer, and I wanted the drone to be as well connected to some kind of distance, 200 meters away from you, and you're still invisible. Like let's say if you go 50, 60, 70 meters away, then you, like just like your surroundings here, just make him visible back, and gives him a notification that he's invisible again. Something like this. It's just a combination of everything, I would say. That would be best changes to this one. Or do you think Newcastle needs a nerf, or is it just the bins?
No, I think it's just the bins. I think if you just, like, if anything, Newcastle needs probably, like, a slight buff to his ultis, because the number one thing that I hate about it is that you can toggle to your teammates. Like, you literally just screw up your own ulti half the time because somebody strays in front of you. Like, you saw GG die to multiple times, even in the finals. Like, that one Northpad game where Light literally
Sorry,
just
Kimchi.
slides forward, tap straight back, and griefs Lufka, so Lufka dies in the open. Because he's trying to place the ulti. and he
Okay,
can't.
nice one.
I think that's the dumbest part about Newcastle. So just nerf the gold loot and give him
Dude,
more
just
like
remove
quality
gold
life.
loot. It's been 5 years, bro. It's such a so shit, man.
Okay.
Like RNG makes a character. Like what? Newcastle, Gibby, you don't get gold rest. Like you're effectively a bad character compared to someone that has gold rest. And then then in the case you have a gold rest, you are disgustingly OP strong bullshit legend Newcastle. If you have the gold rest, I think if you make the bins less gold, right? Like you nerf it, like you say, Hakis, then you're gonna end up in another bullshit situation where, well, this team has Newcastle and this team has Newcastle. This team was lucky. Now they are way stronger than this team. And like, yeah, I don't think it's healthy. Everyone has gold items, but I think that it's better than one team having better luck. You know, at least.
Yeah, but still fine. This is a reward. The RNGs is few. You have it everywhere. Then if you will be just like talking about one gold item for one team that actually looted a lot, or even were super lucky, one of the games, then we have to speak. Why are 700 billion zones in the finals lobby are going to someone direction? That's something you need to be directing over a gold. Look.
If you make it so it's like if you loot, the more bins you loot, the more and more better loot you get. 100%. That'd be cool. But again, that would also be removing an RNG aspect, right? I think it's bullshit that I can play end zone the entire fucking game, get one gold bin, boom, I have gold rest Newcastle. I am now most likely gonna win this end zone because I have the most bullshit OP character.
I would just remove the whole gold bins by themselves. I don't know. I don't like
Or
them at
that,
all.
yes.
I just don't want the gold bins at all in the game. I think Newcastle needs two things. One of them is the gold bins, which is like actually directly somehow we connected to Newcastle. It's a smart loot. It's giving you everything. It's giving you from helmets to knockdown shields to hammer points to everything you want. Every single thing that you don't have. Like it's just getting you with the gold stuff. I don't like it. I do not like it. We all fought for a Kraber to not be one shot because the Kraber was a game changing. Why would we actually know and not fight for something else that is becoming broken as well? The second thing for Newcastle, I think 3 minutes on a perk is too much for the energization, because he's energized for 3 minutes if you get a perk. I think the 30 seconds with no perk is okay, and if you give him 1 minute of a perk, which is doubling, is fine. But when you give him a 3 minute, is just a jump that you shouldn't be giving to someone else. Like, it's a too big of a jump. It's even higher than his old cooldown itself. That something shouldn't be happening. I don't think it's a pretty good, but that's my own take.
Yeah, it almost requires you to play, like if you're an edge team, it almost requires you to play crypto because everybody's playing Newcastle in the meta. So when everybody's got energized wall for 3 minutes, that's how you open up most of your fights, is by EMPing the Newcastle wall, right? So that way you can bait out their shield, and then you're able to nade stack behind it, flood nades, take angles, whatever you need to do. But you almost have to play crypto, it feels like, because that's the only way to disable the Newcastle wall.
Exactly, that's why I'm saying like Newcastle is. You saw the fights between Moist and GG in the things. Yeah, I know Guild made a mistake. The wall is just getting everything out. One thing I wanted to mention, because actually Kimchi had a very good idea about nerfing the invisibility. I missed it, I didn't read it. The invisibility of crypto. Just make him that you can see him when you are closer to him as 5 meters. Yeah. As you are as close as you are to 5 meters, just show him. That's even smarter than what I was thinking about. Just like as close as you are, I think. Plus give him a damage to drone, and that's enough. That's more than enough. What do we feel about the weapons meta? It was like pretty straightforward. One weapon.
The Mozams are just way too good.
Really
there's no other reason to run another gun unless you run a massive, and then because you're running a massive to just hold shotgun attachments, and then you're picking up a Mozam if you fight too. The shotguns are really strong right now. I really like shotgun meta. I think it's great for the Newcastle gameplay and Watson gameplay, but it's Mozams are just way too good.
And they're also everywhere.
I'd like to see everywhere. Our ARs buffed a tiny bit, just so like they're more viable, and then Mozam nerfed so that we get AR shotgun meta just for a little bit. I think would be cool. But yeah, it was just a boring meta. I mean, it even felt like Havoc was just bad. Like, it felt like the Flatline was bad. It felt like the Hemlock was. Everything just kind of felt bad.
Exactly.
But Mozam's was like OP.
You see,
it's super boring.
Did you see what you did you hear yourself what you said? You said Havoc felt bad. It's just before,
it felt bad
before they fucking brought the meta in. The Mozam, everyone was complaining about Havoc is just broken. People were crying about Havoc, it's broken. Out of sudden, the Havoc wasn't even played. 250 kills in the whole LAN for Havoc, 1,160 kills for Mozam in LAN. What are we doing here? Do we want to still see it one more season? More double Mozam.
I definitely think you can tune down the fire rate and the spawn rate. Like the Mozams are just literally everywhere. Like they're the lowest.
Chat,
lowest item
chat.
Like, why do we have akimbo attachments? I feel like that's kind of counterintuitive.
Type 1 if you want, type 2 if you don't want.
Maybe not a good pick, but like I feel like it should be a consideration to play single Mozam instead of a double Mozam, because at least you could put attachments on or something like that. I don't know, right? But
yeah,
akimbo attachments, I don't like that.
I think it's a second biggest issue for it. It's the size of the mag. You just like have 600 damage out of nowhere. Plus, it's a single fire. It means if you need just to hit 50% of your shots almost accurately, because you don't hit the full 45 or whatever. Which sometimes depends, but like I think 90% of people were hitting 45. But the mag of it, if you just reduce the mag to 8, it will be a pretty balance, really balance, plus a little bit of a fire rate, and then it will be, people might think about taking it or not over Havoc. I think people will go more to Havoc or Mastiff over it, and or 10 bullet. They can start experimenting.
Do you guys think P20s are better than Havoc or not? Like P20 Akimbo?
No.
Not at all, not even close.
It's not even.
It depends.
Considering running, like if you, I would run maybe a single Mozam over Akimbo P20s at that point. Like
it depends on the state of the game. If it's early games, people still have blue armors. Then yeah, but it's not like you have the luxury of selecting, right?
So the kill time of Akimbo P20 is pretty bad. We did a practical test here before, and it was just like horrible. It was like the last of the list between multiple good weapons that we were doing. So it's not an option based on a kill. You have a lot of damage, it doesn't justify. It's not like a Mozam that it kills fast. So Mozam, you have a big shot.
Akimbo still have, is it 90% strafe speed or is it 100% strafe speed still?
100.
Yeah, so it's wingman strafe speed with Akimbos.
Yeah, but also if you look at wingman, compare it to Akimbo Mozam. Akimbo Mozam is almost a direct power creep on the wingman. Twice the bullets, same damage. It's just ridiculous. I mean, Dude, nerf the Mozam, fucking buff the wingman. Give us a Kimbo wingman, bro. Like, bring wingman back. That's like the most fun, the most skilled, the most like amazing gun in the game, bro.
You're getting 2-tapped by controller players. You're not gonna be feeling
Fuck
good
that,
about that,
bro. Like, wingman is so good, man. I love wingman.
Nah, put it fucking back in the care package. I hate that weapon.
Really? You don't reminisce about the old days, wingman 12.
I reminisce about the old
speed.
days, fucking M&K wingman. As soon as controller players became a thing, wingman became obnoxious as fuck.
Wait, so I think Hakis, I think what you're trying to say is that we should ban controller from competitive. I agree, bro. Wait,
Yeah,
hold
let's
on.
kill Apex.
Fucking way lazy.
Let's kill Apex altogether. Yeah.
45, no.
Fuck it, bro. At least we'll have some fun.
We'll be 3 people in the crowd watching. That'll be great.
So the weapons with back in the EWC, I remember when we read the patch notes in the player lounge during the EWC. We were me, you, I think Talm was with us, and Verhost was near us. When we read about the patch notes, we thought maybe LMG getting back in the game a little bit. At least one player in the team holding the LMGs, especially the hipfire buff and the.
I thought Elstar was gonna be good.
Yes, and the help up stuff. Why didn't people actually play even Spitfire for that? Not a single one. Was it like just horrible because Akimbo is so good, you don't know how, you don't want to combine it with it, and your Nemesis is the best? What was the reason? Why nobody?
It's just a power creep. Nemesis just better. It flat to a certain extent. Flatline is. I mean, Flatline Spitfire is kind of similar, but like Hemlock, it's more accurate, right? It feels so. So it feels like you'll do more damage at range.
Like else.
LMG's just
Nobody played L-Star, nobody played Spitfire, nobody played Rampage. Even though like they got small buff, and you are playing in a Newcastle type of meta. Why people didn't even consider that?
Rampage, you need thermites in order for it to actually be like somewhat decent and usable. Like if you're playing LMGs, you're playing it for the mag size, because the fire rate is none of the fire rate is good on any of them.
Yeah.
So when you're just going to be getting out traded whenever you peak against Nemesis or Hemlock or even a flatline.
So
you also just lose every trade because of the strafe speed.
If my memory is correct, I think DPS on Rampage is better than DPS on Hemlock, but people still picking it without thermite. With thermite will be way better.
Well, it's not like you're hitting your bullets at long range with Rampage unless you're just crossing your fingers while you shoot. Shit,
I feel like Rampage is literally just a catalyst counter, so unless there's a catalyst meta, I don't see anyone picking it up.
Oh yeah,
Now the leaks. So we have 3 leaks. 3 legends gonna be changed. 2 of them could be played maybe or not played. The leak said Fuse nerf. There will be no wall hack anymore in his ult. What do you feel about this one? The second one is Revenant's ult's gonna be nerfed in a certain. I think that's really related to casual and drunk plays. And the third one is Valk gonna be a recon legend. It will be scanning UAV now. What do you think about Valk scanning? Don't forget, before you be so fast, before you give it fast things, the UAVs are not the same as UAVs in the past, where you could scan, let's scan a UAV near Mirage and fly to inside of thermal and have a spot, because you have no idea about thermal now.
Valk ult range, correct me if I'm wrong, if on flat ground it's 325 meters, right?
No, way better. More, it's like longer. Around 450. And
450?
Yeah. And the other
and then UAVs are 500. So no, it's not 450. I could. Oh wait, Wait, how much is evac? Am I mixing it up?
325. So
yeah, well, UAV, I guess.
And second thing is the UAV is 500, but for example, there are some terrains you can go way more because of elevations difference. So like that makes it in. Will that make any of those legends now going with the 3 we spoke about? Any one of them will be leaving meta or entering meta? How do we think about this one?
I don't think Valk is overtaking Crypto in the current meta, at least.
I think Valk, Watson, Newcastle could definitely start to see play now. I don't know. I mean, we'll see. I think there's already, before that recon change, I think there was specific PYs. Let me try to remember. Like Pylon. I think Pylon, a Pylon, Watson, Valk, question mark, bang, probably. At least this is stuff I thought about in the past. Was going to work really well due to the Western rotates with the Valk ult and shit like that. So I definitely think that recon change is pretty substantial. I mean, it's a significant buff to her because normally you would want to play a UAV character with a Valk, but in the last couple months you haven't been able to slot both of them in. So now that she can do it, I think I definitely think we'll probably see some play with her.
But then again, you only scan, like the UV only reaches half the distance that the
Yeah.
Valk ulti actually does. So like, you're still half the Valk ulti is still blind. So.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, I can give you an example. If you are staging, you hit the UAV at staging, and then you just go over the mountain.
But that
and then,
doesn't
let's
change
say you wanna
anything,
fly
Kron,
top
because
thermal,
nobody
bottom
played
thermal.
crypto with the Valk.
I mean, you don't necessarily always need to go the full duration with the Valk ult.
Yeah, but that's like, if you want to go the full duration, which is like most of the time when you're rotating across the map.
I think there's a lot of a lot more examples where you don't need to go the full duration compared to examples where you do actually need to go beyond that. I think it's definitely easy to get some examples, right? Where it's like, okay, you want to scan the whole thing, but I think there's more situations where you don't need to scan the whole thing.
Okay.
I think you might see more, maybe some edge teams picking up Valk and trading out something like crypto, just because they like the idea of being able to Valk ult into a spot later in the game with the man scan info. It's not going to be perfect, but a Valk ult at the end of the day is just a coin flip.
I think it's more one of the
Valk is still pretty shit in a fight,
yeah.
so I don't think you want to edge.
She doesn't do much.
I think
I would never replace Bang for Valk, at least on edge. If
I
don't think
wouldn't
the corner
either.
POIs
I still think Fuse, Bang, and Crypto are the best three.
I think side POIs, Overlook, Fissure, stuff like that. I think that's where we'll see Valks, if anything. I don't think center POIs like Harvester, Landslide, and I don't think corner POIs either. I think it would only be like side POIs, because that's when you can actually utilize Valk early enough. But I don't think late game would matter much, because specifically in late game, you definitely want the full range.
Then the weapons meta that is gonna change, what do we guess? What are they nerfing? Let's get a wild guess. What do you think they will nerf?
I hope Mozam.
I mean, I've seen the video, so I gotta sit this one out.
Okay, they are not nerfing the Mozam based on the leaks. They are nerfing the Havoc, which is like a type of a nerf. No turbocharger anymore to the Havoc. And they will be nerfing the R99. Actually, nobody is picking R99 when it. I don't know. I expected at least someone
They're
to.
nerfing the R99?
Yes, that's what
they fucked up the values on the range of it, so like it does literally no damage if you're just a little bit further away. I mean, I think.
Wait, why would they nerf it?
I mean, it would kind of make sense if they nerfed it, and then, I mean, are they bringing it back to the ground or what?
No, they nerf it.
It must go back to the ground.
No, they will stay the same. They said just the values on distance will be nerfed a little bit, and it will just stay. That's what the leak said. They didn't say anything about it being in the ground. So I don't know. It looks weird, because I would have expected 100% and a Mozam nerf, 100% an adjustment for the Mastiff, so it doesn't take him after Mozam. I don't want.
Who did the leaks? The Autis Gaming 420 guy?
Yeah, I loot some. No, I loot games or something. I don't know. What?
Oh, okay.
I loot some, whatever. I loot games. So this is the things he said. There is another leak for a future, which they said is gonna be in 2 seasons coming, and the weapons will be pre-configured before, similar to code. And you will be just choosing your loadout in the lobby. Before you enter, you choose your loadout, and you can change your loadout in the crafters. Whenever you go to crafter, you can even get a new loadout, whatever you want. That's what the leaks even said, but this is in 2 seasons. What do you think about this one? Do you think this one is a smart move? Does it change? There will be, I think, there most probably will be no attachments on the ground, no ammo on the ground. There will be an infinite ammo, so it's buffed for HAL. But the attachment and so on, I have no idea about. What do we think about the full future type of changes?
Sounds like shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Really?
If they're gonna do that, then I hope that they're allowing people to actually pick what guns that they want for their primary and secondary, and it's not the 5 classes like in TDM, like if you're loading up a pub TDM.
No,
I hope that's not it.
Oh, that would be actually a big bad move to go. But I think they said that you can choose your loadouts by re-choosing the 2 weapons, and you can change them in the crafter. But I think this change would be opening a little bit of a.
So do you just land center POIs, hit the beacon, and rotate, and then you have perfect loot?
Weapons, but
are you still looting?
So let me say, okay, let me pull it here on the chat so we can talk about it before.
So you still loot for attachments? And
I'm gonna no. I'm gonna tell you everything about it. Just give me a second. I remember everything about it, but I forgot. So I can't do. You choose your loadout before you enter the lobby. You change your loadouts when you are in the crafters. You don't have an attachment. You don't load an attachment or ammos. Your weapons will be upgraded with a zone coming. It means ring 2 gonna get blue. Ring 4 we're gonna get purple. I think if you don't have an attachment, that's a little bit of a bad change. And if you have to wait for the blues, it's a bad change, because that makes every single weapon early game like something like a marksman. is unplayable.
Low-key contest is gonna be
Unplayable.
sick though.
And contest will be. I think I like this. I like this idea. But let me continue with what they have. Every legend will have a specific kind of a perk combined with a weapon. Let's say class. Let's say if you are a tank and you go with a 301 or with an AR, you get a faster speed, reload speed, for example, on AR. And if you are Horizon, you get a different perk, walking speed or running speed or whatever you get, and so on. You will get like a specific perk with a weapon class with a legend. So it feels like a not bad change. And there is another thing. If a legend takes another weapon, it gets a debuff. It gets a debuff for that weapon. So if you are a bang and you are getting buffed in AR and you just hold an SMG, I'm just giving an example. If you hold the SMG, then you will be kind of, instead of having a faster reload on AR, you'll get a slower reload on a SMG. Just a debuff back. So that's what they are thinking about. The positive thing I see about it, you can a little bit plan your rotations based on zone. And then, for example, before you leave your POI, you know that the zone, it's devastated. I have a prio on the height building. I'm gonna craft the scouts. I'm gonna craft whatever mid-range plus another weapons, and I'm gonna play here because when zone is closing, I will get a blue. I'm gonna get 2x. I can even farm more. I have a zone in Baro, and I have a Baro Baro team playing the heights, for example. Then I can pre-plan my weapons based on that. I think it helps it and remove a little bit of RNGs. But if you don't allow attachments on the ground, that's bad. You need to allow attachments on the ground to let some weapons a little bit be playable at the beginning. So what do we think? It's bad or good again? Now I'm explained everything about it.
It's surely done to keep it in mind for casual. Like, this is all for casual.
Chat, what do we think? What do we think, chat?
This is a move that's like they're trying to make the game like Call of Duty.
Type
They're
1 if
trying to
you
make
think
you
it's
just load
good.
into the stuff, just keep everything
2 is
super
bad.
simple.
1 for good,
I
2
don't
bad.
really think many casuals like loot very well in general. Like, if you watch like a bronze or silver player play, they're not really looting. They're kind of like fumbling over, like, oh, I got to scroll down the menu, I got to select the armor swap, I got to be they're not even grabbing attachments, they're not grabbing nades, they're just keeping it simple, they're just streamlining it so that way it makes it easier, I guess.
Well, I think you got it wrong, Talmadge. I think the appeal for casuals and BRs is shiny, right? Stuff like that, like looting a weapon, stuff like that. I think as a competitor, and I hope we all agree on this, is that RNG while competing is always a bad thing, and the RNG would always be preferred to be removed as a competitor. So I'm talking 0.0001% of the player base. To us, we should like something like this, but keeping in mind of the casual community, I think a change like this would be absolutely atrocious for the game's health. I mean, I'm hoping that the devs know what they're doing, but it doesn't sound like they do, and I think this change would probably help create the downfall of Apex, dude. It sounds really, really bad.
My chat is actually hating on the changes. I think I saw only 2 out of I don't know how many people spammed. I said, like, do you think it's good or bad? I think only 2 people said okay. People are hating on it. I expected the casual to like it somehow, but it turns out that they are pretty much hating it. So
I think they would have to make it like an LTM or something and introduce it through that first, so that people actually get to try it before they force it on top of the normal game.
Love it.
Because there's no way they just make that change immediately.
Love it. Respawn, please listen to this. It's in 2 seasons already. Just give it 3 weeks of a try for everyone, and let's see. Even put it in rank. I would say put it in rank in 2 weeks.
Yeah, but is it leaked that it's coming to the game,
yes,
or is it leaked that it's happening 100%? Because like if it just says like in the files, yo, this is happening, couldn't it mean that it's an LTM?
I'm not sure what someone said, that it's what he was in a kind of trialing, and he said it's coming to the game and not LTM. I don't know, like it seems like it's gonna be planned. I would expect them even to go with this way, kind of change to the game. So pretty much we don't like it, right? Pretty much we don't like it. Do we go to the next topic? There's one question from Tempo, off topic. There is a team on Apex South admitted to cheating. I think Tempo is talking about the story. Are you talking about the story that the person wrote in Discord? I'm sorry everyone, I'm cheating and see you in Tokyo. There is a person that is playing now. The qualification in LCQ wrote to everyone in the chat, to ALG's Discord. Sorry everyone, I'm cheating and we will see you in Tokyo.
Oh, I mean,
no,
is it a troll?
No, he's not troll.
It sounds so troll.
They're cheating.
I'm pretty sure
they're colluding with other teams.
Oh, so it's not like wallhack or /aimbot?
No, it's collusion.
And then
like,
he typed, hey,
they have literal text message screenshots that they are sending to the admins, like the people themselves.
Unrefutable cheat, like collusion.
That's
Jesus Christ.
they're sending
Why
the text messages in there said, "Hey, punish me, don't punish my team, punish me," and it's the coach speaking.
What the fuck?
What?
Yeah.
Where are they from?
China.
Oh, is it the Chinese collusion thing is still like a big issue?
I
Jesus
guess so.
Christ.
I don't know.
They're not gonna get banned. They're coming to LAN.
Nope.
Fucking hell,
No, they are
bro.
not. Chat, if you have a question
I'm
specific
pretty sure
to
it's the same
someone,
team.
write it in
It's
Discord
that
and
Shadow
I
team,
will
Shadow
ban it.
3690. That was just at LAN.
One
One of
them?
their players originally got banned, and then so a replacement came and played with them at LAN, and now it's the same team doing it in LCQ, except they're
Oh
deleting this
my god, that is unbelievable, dude. And there's no
Yeah.
punishment.
Nope.
So I could just go out and yo Hakis. What color skins, bro?
Red shirt gang or what?
Fuck it, let's go, bro.
There's not much to say. I mean, we know what the right and the wrong answer is here, right? We're not dumb. It's probably just hard. It's harder than we think for EA to police it, right? Because they can just go and make new accounts. They can go unless they're IP banning.
Well, if they're yeah, I mean, if they're saying we're cheating and proof that they're cheating, they should just IP ban them and try to.
I will allow the people to write their questions for you if they have specific questions to any one of you. Okay, is it fine for you? For everyone?
Yeah, sure.
Okay,
Yeah.
Chat, if you have a specific question to someone from the guests, you go and write it in the Discord channel called Ask Privacy. Just post your question, tell me to whom you want to ask, and I can pick up the questions at the end of the podcast after I go through our list of questions. Okay? Oh, he had a screenshot of this, but it's impossible to see, not gonna lie. The screenshot is impossible to see, and they said like, I'm a former Shadow instructor. I was in a 4-man squad before I reported. So that's actually the admission of them being cheating. That's the same person that wrote in the Discord, I'm sorry for cheating, see you guys in Japan. The same person, he had a kind of another admission that he was actually doing it. I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true. I will see. Next topic, it's LCQ. LCQ is starting now for APAC North this week. Next week is gonna be APAC South and NA and EMEA. Who do we think is making LAN? I'm showing now the list of the teams that they're gonna play at the LCQ from EMEA. I know that so many of you has a perfect pick instantly, but the teams we have playing are Gonex FaZe, Passion UA, DMS, Danish, Stay Healthy Atlas, Cybercats, and OP with a new roster, and 3D Max, and I think that's the only team state from PL.
It's two teams, right?
It's two teams. Same for you, chat. Who do you think is gonna make it?
I mean, I'm gonna say immediately DMS is looking the best out of this roster.
Yes.
Yep.
It's hard because it's a top 2 only, so you want like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it's definitely strong fighting teams that are from Edge that will do really good.
I think Passion UA is the best team in the lobby. Are they gonna get top 2?
Mm-hmm.
You need high volatility, and Passion UA is a very stable team. You never see them win, but you never see them lose.
Okay.
So probably DMS and
DMS
I
could
don't
be the best. The only thing
FaZe probably.
anyone in such a low base, in my opinion, anyone that plays for high kills on the edges will be farming those low base type of low base.
Maybe Red Dragons. I mean, they're by no means.
Who's on Red
one of the
Dragon
best
now?
in that.
I don't remember.
No, it's not. Now it's different completely players. It's a Fito, Zania, and someone else, which I think Zania will not play as well because he's moved.
They're by no means a good team in that lobby, but they have the same playstyle, so maybe.
Ranch is playing with Arctic and Missy.
What happened with Cleve? Did he retire again?
Who?
Cleve?
I don't know. I have no idea. That's what people told me yesterday. They said
Dude, I love Cleve. He's so
that's
good.
what they told me yesterday. It might be wrong, but that's what I was told, that it's Arctic and Missy right now. That's why there is no.
Ranches can't common English, can he?
They moved.
Or has he gotten good enough now?
Very good point from Peugeot. That's probably they went to Deadlock. They moved
Yeah,
to
but
Deadlock.
you could probably still play the LCQ. Look at Deadlock on the side.
I don't think he wants to. I think he's just fully committed on Deadlock. I see he's been farming the stream there.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been like 1,000 viewers ish
Oh,
average.
okay.
Is it the original DMS roster that's playing?
Yeah.
It's the EWC squad, I'm pretty sure.
PJ.
Okay. Yeah, I would
don't
go
know.
with DMS.
Well, I'm
I don't
looking
know
at
how
his
to
past
pronounce your
VODs.
name,
Are you sure that
excuse
many
me.
viewers, Hakis?
If I made a mistake.
That many.
I mean, last like 3 or 4 times I looked at it, he had it, but maybe he's been rated a lot. I'm not sure.
DMS
Yeah,
and Passion UA,
PJ.
honestly.
I'm gonna say go next and DMS. I think they'll have the easiest time fighting in this lobby.
I think I think the safest pick to go is DMS. I'm going with the Passion UA and most probably go next over DMS, even though the DMS is the closest pick because I don't want to go with a clear pick. I want to go something else.
I'm say the two
On
teams
FaZe.
I want though. I'm gonna call FaZe and Passion UA.
If it's about I want, I'm going with the FaZe and Passion UA.
Yep.
If it's about
9 lives all the way.
Yeah, vibes.
True, okay, vibes.
I'm picking my old teammates. You're picking your old teammate.
True,
I fuck with it.
Coming to NA. Okay, first of all, here, do we think any actually CC team has a chance? We have like a one team from like a French team that they won three CCs, but I know that 3 CC is different. They are a kill heavy team. They remind me of a Blue White, which was in the past Senatic, Etinome, and Flash. When they won 3 CCs, they went into LCQ. They had a good shot actually even to make LAN. They ended 6, I'm pretty sure. They had 2 times to win the games and they couldn't. They just fucked up. So do we think a CC team could do a win and go?
It depends on who the 5-star roster is. We're still, are we talking about NA?
No, I'm talking about like first of all about the EMEA. I know that NA has one team that won 3 LANs. The same for NA has one team won 3 LANs and EMEA has one team that not LANs, shit, CCs. They won 3 CCs. The same in EMEA and NA. So I'm talking about the EMEA team, the French team. It's Tylas, Flizen, and Tireful. Do we think they can make it?
Highly doubt. I mean, that's the thing. Like anything can happen. Like if
Yeah.
you show up on a good day and you're farming kills, then like anybody can win. But
It's a match point
I feel like in
finals.
general-
Yeah.
It's a roll.
I feel like the most like consistent teams and most confident team on the day will end up taking it. But
Oh, they're playing with the Aimbot B now, which is like the alt player from multiple teams, like the French teams, LCDF, and
Apparently, Aimbot's
Yeah.
really good too. The Dan hard notches.
people say the French community. I remember they say that he's the best French controller in the game. That's what they said.
Well, I
But-
think Zidane is the best.
I think
By a mile.
Yes, I know. But I think Zidane is the best. But they speak about him that he's the best in the game. That's what I heard. And I never watched him personally play, but that's what they say about it. What about NA now? And we have a KCP. We have an Oblivion. Oblivion still it's a reads with the boys. They were close to make even this LAN. They didn't. And it's a board. Yep. Fluffy Aimers, Weave, Nano. I think Vayne with a snipe down. Vayne with a snipe down is playing too. Wait, E8 is not. E8 is not playing. E8 already in champs. Italians in CCEs, and there is even a Tech. A Tech was with most hated last time I saw him playing. He was playing with most hated. He was playing with Gnaske and someone else. So who do we think is making LAN from NA?
I'm gonna go with Oblivion and Weave. Oblivion is Reed, Nano, and Blinkser, and Weave is it still the same roster privacy of Riley, the Loader, and who's their third? But I really like both those teams.
I myself as well forgot, but Taunty can tell me. Taunty, because you played with them and you were their coach. I don't know if you still or not coach analyst. If he's here, he can tell. I forgot who got. Not gonna lie, who was the third? Was Carter in the past? But I'm pretty sure. Is it Carter now? Okay, it's Carter now. They got him from CCE, from the EEC. Okay, so you are going with this. What about you, Gnaske? Do you go with Tech? By the way,
Is Tech? Sorry, wait. I don't know if you guys just said it, but Meat Lovers? Is that?
No. Tech was playing with most hated last 2 days, but I don't know if he's still playing with.
So
most
someone
hated.
stole the Meat Lover
He got
name?
dropped. He got dropped from most hated.
Okay, then they will not
So,
make. They will
Wait,
not make.
why is someone else playing under the Meat Lovers tag?
They dropped him.
At least let him keep his name, bro. What the fuck?
I don't know. They dropped him and they kept his name, and then he played now with the most hit and they got dropped.
Dude.
It makes actually no sense for me personally. It makes no sense to drop Tech in such a meta. It makes no sense, especially for most hated.
Well, fuck.
Yeah.
Is Tech gonna play?
Nope. I think he doesn't have a team. I don't know where we get the team.
Dude, I fucking love Tech, man.
Yeah. And
Some
actually,
bullshit.
I thought it's.
Alright, well, I
his
hope
time.
Meat Lovers get fucking last now. Fuck those guys.
I mean, Meat Lovers was
That's gonna
the
be
one,
a champs, bro. Don't feel so bad. He already booked a hotel.
But Meat.
Nice.
Okay. Meat Lover was the previous team that dropped him. The new team is most hated that dropped him.
Yeah, fuck those guys too.
Okay. There is Tempo is saying that Tech is playing under Meat Lover 2. Meat 2.
That is crazy, by the way, that they can just steal the Meat Lovers tag. Like, what the? That's so disrespectful. Sure, drop him, bro, but steal his name? Like, come on, dude. Like, that's gotta be like morally wrong, no?
Crazy
like,
comp film.
surely they don't feel good about that.
Okay, I would not do it to him like this at all.
Like, dude,
No, I don't think
so
I don't think-
unnecessary, dude.
Yes.
Like, just change the name.
Oh my god.
I'm hoping for native Rambo, my boy. I don't really know. I think Fluffy Aimers they were looking kind of good in the Pro League some days, right?
Yeah, they were playing pretty good in CC before, but in Pro League they didn't look good.
And then
because they moved from playing zone to playing edge for some reason. Playing zone
who's
in
X
CC.
season now? Frex, Aiden, and who?
I don't know. I have no idea about it.
I actually don't know. I don't know who's on that team. I'll be honest.
What I know is a team: Snipe, Vayne, and Luxford. That's a team. Which
Snipe, Vayne, and Luxford. I actually like that team, bro.
That's a good team too. Yeah, Bo. Okay, that's it.
I like the players on that team, but I don't think it's a good team.
So I actually spoke with Snipe about it, and he said that they kind of found like a really nice dynamic because Luxford is very like I mean, I'm sure we all know Luxford, right? Like he's not one to take orders, right? But apparently Snipe and him, they have a good dynamic, and they're sorting it out with Vayne too, and it's looking good.
So Snipe Down is playing under native, and
what?
Yeah.
What? Where's Rambo?
Rambo's not.
Rambo's on Meet 2.
On
Meet 2 is
with
Tech, Rambo, and Panders maybe.
Wait, what happened with Rambo's award? Did they steal his name too? Wait, is Rambo not on native?
No, he's not, and now he's with Meet 2.
Wait, when did that happen?
What the fuck? It's actually Meet 2 is a Tech, January, and serial cat right now. Holy fuck, what is this? I have no idea. It's actually so messy. Everything
Everyone's
including
stealing
Tech,
each other's names.
and everything including Tech is becoming messy.
All right, well, you know, I'm rooting for Ram, bro. So Ram is with Tech in this one. Nah, that's a double up right there, bro. I'm rooting for both of them. Fuck, if that team makes it, like I'd be ecstatic. I'd actually be so blissful, bro.
Somebody said in my chat that none of these rosters on the Liquipedia thing are going to update until Wednesday because they're all just so messed up right now. So
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
NACC seems like fucking pissed, dude.
yeah,
Holy shit.
everybody's just stealing each other's spots on teams.
Dog
taking people
eat
off
dog.
teams.
Dog eat
Bad.
dog world, bro.